Hello, everyone. I just wanted to take a minute and let's take a look at Module 2, which you'll be working on this week. So what we'll do is click here on Module 2. Oh, excuse me. Okay, and then we're going to click on our assignments. Alright, so in Module 2, we will define point of view as well as the difference between first, second, and third person. As you read, you will identify the point of view for the Call of the Wild. Point of view is the view by which the narrator speaks. First person is, of course, the point of view by which the character actually witnessed the events. Words such as I, me, my, and we, and us are all hints that the story is in first person. Second person is when the story is being told through another person's point of view, such as a friend or a family member. The word you is often used when speaking in second person. Third person refers to anyone other than the speaker or the one being addressed. In other words, the narrator is not speaking of themselves or about the person they are speaking to. Words such as he, she, them, and they are all hints of third person. For this novel, it's important to find the point of view in which the story takes place. So you will discuss this both in your discussion posts and on your quiz. And as you see here, this kind of reiterates the whole thing about narrative and point of view. Excuse me. Point of view is extremely important because it kind of gives us a better perspective. Of course, when a novel is written in first person, it really puts us into the head of the character. When it's written in a second and third person, it's giving a completely different perspective on the events that are happening in the story. So point of view is quite important to the story. Some resources you will find here. You will only be reading chapters 4 through 6 in the Call of the Wild this week, but we have some videos here. In this particular link, you will have to sign up for a free 30-day subscription. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, then there's all kinds of videos on YouTube about point of view, so you can just do those if you wish. There's an interactive game that you can play that will help with that. And also down here are your assignments for this week. There are 2 discussion questions, as well as continuing with that document of vocabulary words, and then a quiz on chapters 4 through 6 of Call of the Wild. Now, you may also, if you click this X right here, you may also find those discussion posts and the quiz. And also this week, you will have your first look at our Call of the Wild project, which is going to be an extensive presentation with you and a couple of other members in your group. And your group members will be made known to you this week as well. I'm not going to read this whole thing to you, but in this I give you some tips for being successful, which I'm sure many of you have done group projects before, but the biggest one is to be cooperative with your group, work with them, try to be flexible, don't take constructive criticism, critically. Just be open to ideas and changes and feedback and things like that. Down here it talks about what each slide should be and what it should have, so I'm going to run through these real quick. Each slide should have your literary element, and here are your literary elements: point of view, characters and character development, symbolism, a plot and theme. A brief description of your literary element. Use your resources to help you with this. A description of how this element is addressed in the book. Okay, that's very, very important. So this week we're talking about point of view. How is point of view addressed in the book? Or rather, you can discuss what point of view is being taken in the book. Make sure you give evidence from the text. So how do you know it's first person, second person, or third person? Give your evidence from the text. Any kind of photographs you feel are important to your slide. I'm not saying you have to fill up your slide with a bunch of pictures, but you know, it is nice to have some graphics. And so if you find anything that might be important, stick that in there. You also need a title slide and a credit slide. So a credit slide basically just gives credit to the people who created the presentation. And then all of your slides should have proper grammar and spelling. There is a rubric, and it is printed down here, and you can actually click on that rubric, and it makes it much, much larger so that you can see that, okay? And of course, let me know if you have any questions about the project. So this week, what you'll need to do is just kind of get with your group and start gathering some ideas. We're working on point of view this week, so that might be something you want to get started on. But definitely do not wait until the last week of class to get this finished. Okay, so that is Module 2, and I'm excited to hear your discussions, and I'm excited for you to get started on this project. So best wishes as you get started, and have a wonderful week.